Gary, heading to Bolton away this weekend, what's been the focus and what will be the focus in training this week, looking to sort of turn good performances into points?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear where we need to improve. I think on defensive transition, defensively, we've not been good. That said, I think our possession, the quality of our possession, the amount of crosses we're getting in the box, the amount of penalty box entries we're getting, I think we can still score more goals and create better opportunities than we're creating. So we've looked at that as well in terms of the extra pass, the understanding of the different profiles of strikers that we have. So yeah, it's just the small details within games I think we have to be much better at, much tighter in those situations. But for large parts of the game and a lot of things we're doing, and I looked at it with the players to show them statistically, our possession, where our possession's leading to, the amount of crosses and attacking actions that we're getting, we are doing very well in those aspects. Now we have to turn them into victories, and that is ultimately that's the most important stat, is goals for and goals against, and at this moment in time it's going against us, but we have to keep believing in what we're doing and brush up on those areas to make the scoreline more in our favour.
Like you say, work to be done, but we have scored in every game and we have been creating chances, which is something, I suppose.
Yeah, like I said, statistically from last season, our possession, the dominance of our possession, but where that possession is leading to is much, much better. How we then turn that into better opportunities to score and more goals, I think, is important, and that's work on the analysis, work on the training ground to make that better. But the big thing for me is defending. We're very low on defending stats, transition, winning duels. And for me, that's a mindset, that's a mentality amongst the group that we worked on Tuesday. That's our small space day where we work on those situations, and the boys were excellent in training, and then we've continued a little bit that theme throughout the week. So we have to be competitive, we have to fight, we have to be aggressive in duels if we want to be a successful football team, and that has been the main focus this week.
What are you expecting from Bolton this weekend?
A really difficult game, I think. They're a team that for me should have went up last year. They were, in my opinion, the best team in the league, and for whatever reason they didn't get promotion. They obviously failed in the playoff final, but they're still a fantastic team. They've probably got even better in terms of their ball possession. They're slightly different in how they set up this year. Instead of 2 number 9s and split 8s, they play with 2 number 10s and a 9. So we have to be ready for a really difficult game. We have to play with personality. We have to try and dominate the ball, but we're doing it against a team that has predominantly been the best possession team in the league. I think at the moment they're sitting in second behind Birmingham. So we have to be very, very brave in how we play with the ball, and out of possession we have to be secure. We have to understand how we're going to press and make sure that we restrict them to very little.
Do you think we can use the home crowd to our advantage? I understand it's their community day and there'll be a big crowd.
Yeah, I think that's always the case away from home, not just at Bolton. I think any time we go away from home, I think it's important we play with personality, we play with a belief and a control, and when you do that, then obviously home fans get annoyed and can sometimes get on the home team's back. So always important we try and do that. We'll try and dominate the ball like we always do. But we know we're coming against one of the best possession-based teams in the league. So not only how we play in possession, but out of possession, we have to be as good as we've been this season.
In terms of player availability, there's been some names missing from the squad in recent matches. Can you give an update on some of those players, such as Caleb and Vinny?
Caleb was back training today, but probably won't feature on Saturday. Vinny, hamstring is worse than we first feared, so he'll still be out for a number of weeks. Demi is still feeling a calf problem that we're going to investigate further, and will still be, because of his long-term nature of his injury, will still be a number of weeks. Sonny Cox is back training. We'll assess him the next few days to see if he can be available at some part on Saturday. Jay Bird is back training, but he will be a number of weeks away because of his lack of matches. We might get him some minutes against Swindon. I think that's us, Craig, unless you have any more.
Don't think so. Given some of those injuries you've listed there, you mentioned the Swindon game, but after that a break with the Birmingham game being postponed. How important do you think that break will be for sort of getting some of those bodies back?
Yeah, I always think these breaks, they come at a good time, and I think the whole league, in my opinion, should have international breaks at League One level now. The standard is so high. I'm not sure how many games are left, but I'd imagine it's very little.
I think about 5. Yeah.
5, and that could still probably be even less. So for me, League One should have international breaks, and that allows us as a staff to periodise the workload and to obviously give people recovery time at this time when you have quite a busy schedule at the start. So it's good that we've got that break.
Just finally, actually picking up on the result at Bromley in midweek for the under-21 side taken by Dan and Nicky. You must be really pleased with the result from there and some good performances from some of the PDP players. Yeah,
and Perks was there as well, and he's been reminding me him and Dan all week are a 100% record, and if I need any help picking the team and getting a win, then I have to speak to they two. So, no, delighted for them. It was a young team. Delighted for Czech and Fitzy, who went, to get minutes and showed a brilliant attitude, professionalism and quality to help the team get a victory. And it's a great competition to be in, so hopefully we get to the latter stages of that and get better quality of games, bigger tests, which is a great games programme and development for our younger players.
Sorry, last one, I promise. It's transfer deadline day tomorrow, so I'm about to ask you, do you expect any more movements?
That was Scott that just gave you that, so technically it's a Scott question.
Do you want?
I'm good. You carry on as you were.
Yes, my favourite time of the year. 1.5 days to go. Crazy that it's on a Friday. We will be travelling on a bus, but we have put a kind of plan in place. Should we need medicals, Michael's available and kind of in position to be to see any player that we need. We know what we want. Whether that comes up or not, I'm not sure. There's no player imminent, and we will only sign a player if it's specific to the needs of the team. So we'll see how it goes, but there's nothing at the moment.